Hey, StockTwits, Phil Perlman here for the CME Group. I'm at the floor of the NYMEX in New York City. I'm joined today by Jeff Grossman, BRG Brokerage President. Jeff, how are you today?
Fine, how are you?
Good, good. Great to see you. Okay, so let's talk about crude right off the bat. We're holding this 105 level now for a bit. And, I view it as bullish, outsider's perspective. How are you seeing it?
Well, again, on the surface, you would think it is bullish. And in fact, it broke out, let's say, from a technical standpoint, once it settled above about 105 and a half. Unfortunately, from what I'm seeing is we have a very, let's say, foolish market here as far as the pricing, because we were trading $95 in a very natural level here, and then we had the information that came out of Egypt, which really gave this market almost a $10 boost to the upside. Most of that, again, I consider just uncertainty premium. So 105 is a number that's nice to look at from a technical standpoint here, but truthfully, in reality, it's an artificial number.
Well, it's interesting. The Egypt news has died down in terms of the news cycle. You don't see it on the evening news. You don't see it being talked about the way it was a couple of weeks ago, and yet the price is holding. Does that discrepancy mean anything to you?
Again, remember, because it's not in the news doesn't mean the problem hasn't gone away. And you have a situation where, remember, even though Egypt is not much of a producer, they're involved with the canal, and that's a very big entry point and exit point for oil, and that can affect the market seriously. So it weighs on the market without question. Again, it has waned a bit, and that's why I'm feeling this market may just back off a bit, maybe get down test the $100 level, just to see if the market's any really good as far as the upside is concerned.
Right. Now, Jeff, you deal with uncertainty every day just by being, taking on risk in the market. And so a situation like Egypt only adds uncertainty, but it's a type of uncertainty where really none of us have an idea. I mean, nobody knows what can happen.
Without question. Look, again, you always say that we always talk about making trades. You never know; it could snow in July. We always say that the weather could take a tremendous turn. There are natural disasters. You can't predict these things. Sometimes you can get a little lead time, but again, we always deal with the uncertainty principle. But you can't live your life that way. Pretty much, you have to go by inventory and common sense, chart points and the like to make your decisions. If something, the acts of God take place, there's not much you can do about it. You can't control things you have no control over.
What would you be looking for to get short here?
Well, like I said, I would just need very little news things to happen, really. I would like to say a basic normal inventory report. I would think, again, let's say you say the news cycle, just nothing more, tumultuous happening in Egypt. And I think the market, from a technical standpoint, must back off a bit. That's just the way I see it.
Excellent. And September gasoline, we're at a critical level here. What are you seeing there?
I think if you look at the chart, the long-term chart here, you're right at the top of the range here. If you look at the channels here, that the way we look at, let's say resistance and support. So we're right at a level here. For the market to break through this level right here, we'll take some probably new information coming in, be it inventory, be it a new projection for forecast for the, let's say, usage for the season or so, or again, of course, turmoil, taking place anywhere.
And be bullish, hugely bullish if we get through that level.
Oh, it's certainly when you break out of a level, what was once let's say resistance becomes support now. So again, what was holding the market down will now hold the market up. That's the same thing with that 105 level. Let's say in the crude oil, it was a resistance level. Now it's a support level.
And what are you seeing? No correlation in natural gas and crude recently. You've had some weakness there. What are you seeing there in the natural gas market?
Well, natural gas to me right now is fairly priced. I'm really not that surprised at where we are here. Now, natural gas has always gone to its own drummer. It is always, we always used to call it the anti-commodity. It used to go, I would say, 7 out of 10 times in the reverse direction from the crude oil, let's say. So it was a very hard market to predict. Again, most people are playing this market, as always, for the fall to maybe there'll be some weather, and that'll be, let's say, their lottery ticket. Those are the guys that buy the $5, $6, $7 calls and hope for some very horrible weather.
As unpredictable as the Egypt situation, certainly. Okay, so I have a curveball question for you here. Talk of peak oil has been tabled since the financial crisis, since the price of crude crashed. And with theories, they always back off, and then they come back in vogue again. We start moving higher. Let's say, the economy comes back a little bit more, we get some tapering, and we get up, we blow through this 105 level for real, 105 level, up towards 110 and beyond. I mean, old highs at 147 or so. Does that talk come back in vogue?
Without question, you just brought it back already, okay? And we're not even close yet. Again, here's something that is some food for thought. I always tell people that when we start to figure out where things belong. When the stock market back in 07, 08 was up at these levels, we were trading at that 145 level. So again, it wouldn't even be a big burden on our U.S. economy or whatever. So we were able to absorb it there. I just think of it from, again, where we are now, and I look at some of the technical standpoint and how much work the market would have to do to get back up there. It seems highly unlikely, say, in the foreseeable future. But again, like you say, it's like a curveball question. Markets can throw you a curve no matter what. It makes no sense, and it can get there.
Great. Hey, Jeff Grossman, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Phil Pearlman for the CME Group here on the floor of the NYMEX. Adios.